how much you get started with, and and basically how do you find your alpha? So like all those questions. Take it away, man.
Yeah, good questions. Thank you, Abs, and thank you for the invitation. So I started investing in crypto in March 2020. So not so long ago, but it was a good time to start investing. So I was just looking at videos on YouTube on how to make money on during the COVID pandemic, and I started playing with DeFi. So I tried Aave, and it was like pretty mind blowing. And then I heard about something called Wi-Fi. So you probably heard about it, and
Yeah.
like farming Wi-Fi was amazing. Basically when I entered crypto, I all in Aave, which was ETH land at that time, and I just heard about this thing like Wi-Fi, and I just like all in all my money on Wi-Fi because I didn't have any clue what was the risk involved. So I made a bunch of money on Wi-Fi. So I was like, okay, so DeFi is interesting. What else can I do? And the other thing you could do at the time was swapping tokens on Uniswap. And luckily enough, like sometimes later, Uniswap started this thing called Airdrop, which was for every address that interacted once with the protocol, you received at that time a bit more than 1,000 euro
Yeah.
dollars. So it's like, wow, $1,000. That's a lot of money for me. And that's a lot of money for a lot of people actually, because we're not like Americans, rich Americans playing with these. There are also like people from um, underdeveloped countries like playing with DeFi. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. And if Uniswap is doing that, there's also like a lot of protocols I'm using that are tokenless. So let's try to do the same for 1inch, for example, for Paraswap. Like because at that time there was mostly only like AMMs, aggregators, and like basic Lego bricks. And I made $1K with Uniswap. With 1inch, I had like 3 or 4 addresses I was using organically, and I got like $3,000. And I was like, okay, so like in less than 4 months, I got something 5K. 5K is a lot. Um, and I started like creating more accounts and just like trying to do few interactions. And now now like 3 years later, I guess like I got airdrop from 20 protocols, and sometimes it was with 20 addresses. For example, there was a protocol called Appwine, which is like a protocol that is doing what Pendle is doing, and they hinted an airdrop on YouTube video in French, so it was pretty specialized. And I was one of the only guy who got the information, and I farmed with like 30 addresses, and it was 1K per address, so I got 30K.
Did it
Just
matter the size?
no, it didn't matter the size actually.
Oh.
They had 1,000 users, maybe less. So the thing with airdrop farming, there are a lot of strategies in airdrop farming. It depends on how much time do you have, what's your portfolio size, because if you're really rich, most of interesting airdrops are hidden liquidity mining. For example, blasts. It makes sense if you have like $500 million that are sleeping. But if you have like less than 100K, that doesn't make any sense. There are a lot of better farms that are time consuming or just like with no liquidity.
So whenever you interact with these dApps, right? um, how much are you actually messing around with? Is it like $5, $30, $100? Like what's your general cap?
Yeah. So at that time, when it was the beginning of airdrop farming, there was few people doing that. So having a few interaction was enough to be above the threshold. Now that like airdrop farming is a real thing, and a lot of people are interested into it, they need to filter more people. So
Right.
you need to go to Dune dashboards. That's like a gold mine, and you basically need to be in the top 20% on every metric. Um, so if I were to start a new address today, I would put something like $1,000 on it. and try to farm protocols with at least $200-$300. So you can't do everything at once. And the beauty of airdrop farming is when you get one massive hit, you let the money in the wallet and you compound and you do more protocols, more farms. Because usually they don't only filter based on your activity with the protocol that is airdropping, but also like the on-chain activity, the overall historic of the wallet. So if the wallet is old with a lot of organic transactions, organic activities, and there are some few criteria that need to be respected. For example, like having DeFi tokens and vote in the governance on the protocols, having an ENS, having a few NFTs, stuff like donating to Gitcoin. That's why like a lot of people donate to Gitcoins. It's not
So this is like to differentiate a Sybil wallet and a regular wallet is just doing these random things and having NFTs and random stuff.
Yeah. So when you try to farm an airdrop, you really need to ask yourself what the protocol wants the user to do and what activity he wants to basically to reward. And usually it's just like try to be organic as possible, like to have an organic activity. For example, for layer 0, that's a huge airdrop that's being like farmed as hell nowadays. And there is a protocol called Murky, and Murky allow you to trigger a lot of layer 0 contract interactions, but nothing is organic. Like no one would use Murky if they were like just a genuine real user. They will just like use Stargate. So a lot of people are saying you need to use every functionality of Murky. You need to have 100 different smart contract interactions. But I think that's kind of bullshit because the only people that use Murky are just airdrop farmers. The only thing that can't be Sibillable with layer 0 is liquidity providing. So I think that's going to play a huge role with their airdrop.
Interesting. So I do have 3 questions, just pulling from what you were talking about. You mentioned that you use Dune dashboards. Are you just going onto Dune and then searching that particular contract address, or what are you searching just to determine if you're in the top 20%?
So usually projects have Dune
Oh,
dashboards,
gotcha.
like made it up. Like I'm not like a SQL wizard. I don't make my own dunes. But
No, I see what you're saying now. That's what I wanted to clarify. Was it like just using Dune and then searching a contract address, or was it the actual protocol dashboard? Like GMX, Dopex, they all have their own dashboards. Kind of like I get it.
That's
Okay, that makes sense. The second thing is, do you farm with stables, ETH, Bitcoin? Like, what do you farm with?
So it depends the protocol, and it also depends the state of the market. For example, right now I'd rather have ETH than stable. So if I can decide, I'd prefer go with ETH. But it depends. Like for like perps protocols, it's usually just like put USD in some kind of like a GLP stuff like that in a pool and just like sleep. Some other protocol you need to be active and like do transactions every day, every week. It really depends. I don't really yeah, I don't have a clear answer for that one.
And when you say active, when you say active, do you mean like 3 interactions like a week? Like what's active?
Usually like it's like interacting 2-3 times a week, but I can do like 2 or 3 interactions the same day. I tend to interact with every protocol I'm farming every week on each of my addresses. And for now, because I'm doing everything manually myself, I have between 10 and 15 addresses.
How do you manage all that?
So
you have like 5.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro.
Yeah. So being if you want to really make money with airdrop farming, that's a job. That's like a full-time job. And that's a problem because farming airdrop is not like when you know what to do, it's like it's automatic. It's just like clicking a few stuff. It's not really it's not my passion to be an airdrop farmer. So for me, it's right now the best opportunity to farm airdrops. Like the last few days, the last few years, was the best time to farm airdrop. And even right now, if you have like a portfolio under 100,000, but I won't do that all my life. I just doing it, and when I'm like 500k, I think I'm just gonna stop and start a new game.
I think the best time is like around this time, like
Yeah.
right before a bull, when everyone just starts launching the project, but yet it's not into a bull run, so people miss them, and you get a larger allocation. Like Tia was one, Pyth was another. You got a certain allocation, and people were like, we didn't have as many people as we expected, so everyone who got the airdrop, let's go ahead and 3x their value. It was nuts. But last thing I want to cover, this was the third question I had, was rugs. How do you, because these are new protocols, they don't have a token, they aren't proven. I mean, sure, some are proven, some have backers and whatnot, but there are some protocols out there that are like, yeah, we're doing an airdrop, this is so cool, and you run into the risk of like, what if they rug and like take all your money, all gone? Has that happened to you?
Yeah. So fortunately, I managed like not to get wrecked too much. But I like to apply some kind of like a Kelly criterion when I farm airdrops, which means I try to evaluate the RR of the farm, and
Risk
after
to
that,
reward, right?
yeah, exactly. And after that, I allocate a portion of my farming portfolio to it. But the thing is, yeah, even though if like there is one farm that looks way better than all the farms, I still don't go all in with this one. It's like playing the Russian roulette. Like even if like there is like 6 bullets, and it's like if you win, you are like 100x. But you don't want to blow off, you know.
Right.
So, but the thing is, on my farm, like not all my net worth is in my farming activities. So even if I blow out my farming accounts, I could still potentially like take money from my main wallets and like create new accounts.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but you need to be careful and like not too all in on shiny new protocols, even though they look interesting in terms of
But you
farming
haven't been
operation.
rugged yet, right?
No,
Okay.
no.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's try to delay that as long as you can. It will happen eventually, unfortunately. But
Yeah. That's the risk.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Sorry, Abs. I went on a tangent. Go ahead.
No, that's good. That's good stuff. I mean, there's a question in the chat there that says, do you have to be active in their Discord as well? So it looks like, there's a couple questions here that I'm thinking about. Is how, like, obviously you're doing this full time, right? That's what I'm getting a sense of.
Yeah.
So do you basically have like a giant board and like you set reminders in your phone and all that stuff to make sure I do this today? And
yeah.
that's
So
insane.
farming airdrops is it's simple, but it's not easy. And by simple, it means it's only like clicking, like doing a few clicks a day per address. But you need to be really organized. For me, what worked is having a huge Notion dashboard when I track every activity I do on every address for every protocol. So there is like when I create an account, there is a list of criteria I need to check, and when to like warm up the wallet. And once it's done, I can start farming. And every time I do an interaction, I basically check something on one of my dashboards. And when you farm with several wallets, you also don't want to farm at the same time, doing the same pattern of transactions with the same amounts. So yeah, you need to, okay, Monday I'm gonna do this and this for wallets 1, 2, 3. Then the day after you're gonna do this for wallets 6, 7, 8. And yeah, you need to do this thing right and be organized.
That is crazy. I am not organized.
Yeah, dude. I got like a not a Microsoft Word doc. I use a Mac, so I can't even think of what it's called. It's called Numbers, I think it is.
Mhm.
And basically, it's just like a spreadsheet. And dude, The thing goes on for, it's like 1,000 lines. It gets intense. Like it
Mhm.
actually does apps. It's really intense.
Yeah, but
Like,
the thing
and
is,
I only have 5 wallets.
yeah, but five. I think 5 is enough. Like if every airdrop you're getting like 2-3K,
Yeah.
five is a lot. Some people are doing airdrop farming with bots or using services. I don't think it works. I digged a bit Lootbox, which is a farming airdrop Telegram bot service, and basically they do a bunch of transactions in a row, and it won't pass the CBL detection. The only people I talk to that run hundreds, if it's not thousands of wallets, they basically employ people in third world countries that do the work for them. So they give them like tutorials on what to do, and they just have like farms of people like doing stuff for them.
Yeah.
That's not something I want to do, because like it's some kind of in a gray area, even though you could argue that these people, they have the choice between like working in a factory or working in a field under the sun or working in front of a computer. So, and it also depends on what do you pay them for working for you. But that's something you could do. But I'm not sure like airdrop farming is going to be a thing like it's today in 2 or 3 years.
I basically have the same exact sentiment. I think that when we airdrop farm now, obviously it went from hey just using a couple clicks and transactions on Uniswap, and now it's spiraled down to now you have to do
Now it's
referrals,
science.
get this points, and you have to do the quests
Yeah.
in Discord and be active there. There's a lot of things that goes into it now, but it's just going to get more and more complex as the years go by. And then basically, will there be airdrops anymore down the road? Maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah, like they went for rewarding early users to rewarding loyal users.
Yeah.
And maybe later it's going to be rewarding loyal NKYC users. And
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
even for CBL farmers, like there is ways to get KYCs. You can buy KYCs online. That's not very legal, but you can do it. But I don't know. Like in bull markets, airdrops are great for marketing tools. Like we saw with Tia and Pith, like the price action is really good.
Yeah.
And we need to also to realize that doing an airdrop isn't just a marketing tool. It's also for a lot of projects the only way to decentralize the supply. If the project is from the United States, they can't do another way. That's mandatory. But there are options that are dug. For example, there is project called Superfluid, and what they were trying to do is to distribute an airdrop with how to say that a stream.
A
For example,
vest. Vesting. Gotcha.
like on you can claim your airdrop whenever you want on a 6 months vesting. So which destroy like the selling pressure, like the day one selling pressure. But also like you can't really have a clean price action for the first 6 months because there is like a constant small selling pressure, and you also lose these wow effects. But maybe it could be a solution, or do some kind of like airdrops that work like options,
I
like you
think a
can.
I think a good solution that I've seen a lot of protocols do, well, not a lot, but I've seen them do it, but I don't think that was their actual intention, is doing an airdrop and making you claim it and then closing that claim window. So I think this is important because if someone's not active, they aren't going to be out there claiming it and staying in there. They're just sibling and just botting, and then that's it. And they're just like whatever. And the claim window closes, and they're like, "Oh, I forgot to claim it." Well, if you were active, you would have claimed it, type of thing. I
Yeah, a
think
bit
that
like
would be a good idea for projects to do, but I don't know. That's just me thinking.
yeah, like a bit like Tia did, right?
Mm-hmm. Tia did that, and what they ended up doing is rewarding the users even more by giving them 3x the supply because they missed the claim window, and the people that did claim. Now, the little VPN thing was, or like the blocking off US users is probably something I don't like. I don't look because
Yeah.
I mean I'm still salty about like the DYDX airdrop, but things like that. But John did have this question: if you wanted to automate this, what would be a good idea or a good platform to use for this?
So first of all, you need to know how to code. But maybe with ChatGPT, it's doable even if you don't. And you just want to randomize this like everything you can, because like the Sybil detection, they know when they know how to recognize patterns. So if you can put randomization everywhere, maybe it could work. That's not something I really digged, to be honest. So I can't give you a better answer than that.
Got it. We also got Shuab asking, are there any free active airdrops right now?
So for now, I said that if you wanted to start a new wallet, you'd need around $1,000, and I get that not everyone has $1,000 to put into a farming wallet or
What
several
chain?
farming wallets.
What chain?
Excuse me?
What chain? Does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter. Of course, if you farm on Solana, you're gonna maybe need less. But I think like starting with something around 1,000 is good. If you really have no money, I'd advise you to participate to every ambassador program you can. So ambassadors program are basically you do free marketing, you do free work for projects, and usually they have something like one person of the supply that is dedicated to ambassadors, and it's free, and not a lot of people are doing that, and also it's not Sibillable. For example, me, I can have 10 addresses, but I can't do the work of 10 ambassadors. And because there are a lot of ambassadors that not really regarding on the work of every ambassador. And with EIA and stuff, you can do good content even if you're not like an excellent writer by yourself. So yeah, focus on that. Focus on farming activities that are really time consuming. Right now, I'm farming an airdrop for Azuro, which is a decentralized sport betting platform. And what you need to do is only place bets. And you can do some kind of market neutral bets, or you put a bet on one platform and put a contrary bet on another platform, and just with a little spread, you can farm points and like grind the leaderboard without losing anything. And this kind of stuff, the rich guys, the whales that not gonna play this game. So you need to know where you're at, what is your bankroll, and what to farm. Yeah,
that's a good point. So what would you say is the best chain right now to farm?
it's probably Solana, to be honest.
I was gonna say the same exact thing.
Yeah.
I was texting Az about this. I was like, dude, Solana is gonna have its Ethereum moment.
Yeah. I'm not fully positioned on Solana, to be honest. Most of my money is farming on EVM chains and on Starknet. I think Starknet is a good underdog too. But yes, Solana, like the community is just too good. They want the revenge. And it's they kind of hate the VCs and stuff, and they want to decentralize the supply and stuff. Yeah, I think Solana is great. Yeah, and there are a lot of good projects. I'm thinking of Tensor. Let me just check.
Oh, the Tensorians.
Yeah.
Patrick was talking about that.
Wait, do you have Tensorian? Do you have one?
Yeah. No, I don't actually. I don't right now, but I was planning to buy one. So yeah,
Just wait a couple days. You'll regret not buying.
Yeah, but I'm gonna buy one. So you have like the Drift protocol, which is great. You have Margin Finance, Tensor, maybe Zeta Markets, and of course there is like Jito and Jupiter who are coming. And these token you might wanna hold them if you got an airdrop, because Jito and Jupiter, it's just like they just are killers. So the thing was, before you get an airdrop, you dump it.
Yeah.
Now with Peace, with Tia, and with like amazing protocols doing their airdrop, you might consider like, maybe I want to keep them.
That's a good point. That's true.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited about the Jupiter one. So I'm kind of confused on some of the recent updates because I know that they changed some of their allocation updates with the Jupiter token. I'm not sure of the details, but maybe you can clear it up for me. But did I hear that it's not based on the volume that's traded? That initially they said that it would be based off of that, but did they change that up or?
I'm fine if they did. I don't use Solana much, so please just be like Uniswap. That's all I'm saying.
I don't really know, to be honest. I faded Solana last year, so I didn't qualify with a huge allocation, and it's like I don't really want to dig that much on the Jupiter airdrop. Otherwise, I'll just like rage quit. So yeah, I don't really know. I'm more like a Starknet guy, to be honest, right now. I think their airdrop is going to be amazing. They're going to be it's probably a 10 plus billion projects, and the TVL is really low currently because you can't. It's not EVM, so you can't use MetaMask. So there is like it's a bit harder to go there than just to go
Argent?
to.
Is that the wallet?
Yeah,
You can use Argent, and you can also use Bravos, and then I think there's one other one. But like you make a really good point right there. That's one of the biggest things I look for in an airdrop and sizing wise is if there's a bunch of TVL over there, and if they let's say for example they raised 100 mil, and then you had another guy who raised 500 mil. I take that into perspective with the TVL that it has. So if that 100 mil platform has 100 mil TVL and that 500 mil one has 200 mil TVL, I'd rather farm the 200 one, even though it has a larger TVL.
Yeah.
The reason for that is because they raise more, and typically they're going to have bigger heads and people going after them, after them in a good way, like wanting to buy their token. And then, like you were saying, TVL is just a huge metric because the higher the TVL and the more people that are farming it, the more dilution there is. So you don't get size, which is you want size.
Yeah, that's why like most of my money is currently on Ekubo, which is the main DEX of Starknet, and it has 5 million TVL.
What is it called?
Ekubo, EKUBO.
Man, I was on Starknet. I was on Swap something, my swap, and then Jedi Swap. Are those things dead?
So my swap isn't dead, but Ekubo is the main one. Like all the volume on Avenue is going to Ekubo, and Ekubo is made by one of the core developer of Uniswap. They recently passed a proposal for like they got the green light for the UniDAO to do a token swap, and the plan was getting, I think, $20 million worth of Uni for 20% of Ekubo.
Oh, these guys are killing it, dude.
Yeah. And like the current API for providing liquidity is something around 100% right now. If your range is not too large. The dev is a monster. It's a killer. Every day you see the application change. You see like iterating. The TVL is only up. And yeah, this is the play on Starknet right now, and I see a lot of smart people forming it, because it's still small. It's the trade is not like the alpha is not diluted too much, but that's great. That's really great. And like the 39%, it's way more, because this is like the API for everyone, even like inactive LPs. And you have a leaderboard, and it's really smart.
Oh, this is ETH-USDC. I was thinking it was a stable coin. I was like, geez, that's spicy.
And there is like a leaderboard where you get points, and points are based on the fees your LP is making. So the more fees you make, the more points you have, and that's
this reminds me of Maverick.
Yeah, it's so you can't customize it as much as in Maverick, but it looks more optimized. I think like the volume TVL, the ratio of volume per TVL is higher on Ekubo than Maverick.
So do you think Ekubo is going to drop its own token?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Are you in the Discord and they're like, yeah, bro, we're dropping token?
Yeah. Because they were talking with the UniDAO, with Uniswap DAO, a token swap.
What about Jedi Swap and MySwap?
I think that's like a relics of the past. Like
right, but do you think they'll drop a token too?
Yeah. Every IMM will eventually drop the token because that's how VCs and funders like make real money. But right now, like Ekubo is the best play on the IMM space on Starknet. And with the
all
Starknet,
these guys have no token.
Yeah, and with everything that's happening today on Starknet, like the airdrop speculation and the news, I think a lot of people are gonna FOMO in the chain and just like do a lot of swaps and stuff. So there might be more volume coming for LPers.
So what I'm always worried about rugs and leery of rugs, but you're saying Ekubo is kind of part of the Starknet team and whatnot?
No, so the dev behind Ekubo is a core dev of Uniswap who is really good. So yeah, for new languages, for example, Cairo here, there is more hack risks because even audit firms, they don't know what this language is. But the thing is, hacker, they also don't know what is Cairo, and because there is like a low TVL, they have like a low incentive to dig into the code. It's like hackers could
it's like Mac versus Microsoft.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You have incentives to just hack Microsoft, and you have incentive to hack Solidity smart contracts, because when you find one vulnerability, you can like do it for every protocol that fork this protocol. Ekubo, like even if someone found a vulnerability, 5 mil TVL is not a lot. He could say, okay, I'm just waiting 100 million to get more money. So I think it's pretty safe.
Yeah, you gave me some homework. I'm going to go play around with that one.
Yeah, you're going to
play around with Jedi, 10K, and all that other garbage.
Yeah, but playing with Starknet is pretty good. In the past, it used to be a pain in the ass to play with Starknet, but now transactions are like confirmed within 10 seconds, 5 seconds, which is still too much. But I mean, it's like Ethereum mainnet. It's okay-ish, and it's cheaper than ZK Sync, so it's okay.
So I have an issue, more so a question. So when you, and I remember making an Argent wallet, which I think I had to update this to Cairo 1.
Yeah.
Is there like a dashboard that I can kind of connect with to see what kind of farms and stuff that I interacted with? Because at this point, I forget what I did in the past. I think I did Jedi and I think I did MySwap, but I'm not sure. Do I just go into these and just is the best way just to kind of go into these individual protocols and see if there's money there? Because I completely forgot.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there is like a general dashboard such as Debank or stuff like that. But that's a problem with most non-EVM chains. Even for Solana, I'm not even sure if there is like a place when you can see where your money is. There are some services where you can connect your address and they say, where are you found? The issue is if you connect several addresses, maybe this tier services is gonna like link those wallets, and then when they're gonna be an airdrop, they're just gonna report you and just ditch that you have connected several addresses. So I tend not to use these services. I can look into it and come back to you with the information, but right now I don't think there is a generic dashboard for knowing where your money is in Starknet.
Yeah, I guess I have to kind of click around.
So using Ekubo, is there a way to like get a super wide range on this, or is it just like whatever?
Yeah,
because I hate impermanent loss, and I really don't like to lose ETH.
Yeah, you probably have the full range.
Because
I
they
yeah.
have different
So
precisions. So
LPing is
I guess I would just do this, and then I would just do like $1,000 and like
yeah. You
5K.
can do that. Actually,
But
Moody
does
just
this get any fees though? Because it seems like most of it's going to be concentrated right here.
yeah. So you probably won't get a lot of fees. To be honest, with the current price, I think like a range probably around like 1,900 to 2,300 could be better.
It ain't worth losing that ETH. I'll just use some stable coins. I've lost so much ETH from impermanent loss. I always put it in at the wrong time. Always, always. But it's fine though, as long as the airdrop is good. I'll probably
But-
just use some stables. I'll just take
but-
them over from MySwap and Jedi Swap.
Even like Starknet, because it's not EVM. Even when you look at DeFi Llama, like the statistics are not the same than L2 bits by a pretty large number. So it's kind of difficult to know exactly how much money is there or there. But that's also why I'm interested in farming that, because the less information is available, the more upside there is potentially, if you're right.
So what's a good Dune dashboard for this? Or is this just kind of like, because I know there's probably not even a good Dune because it's in Cairo. But like, are there any good dashboards to use to be able to see some stats and see what level you're at?
I don't have any Dune dashboard for Ekubo, but I just lurk in the Discords and directly talk to the dev and to the community and to people I know in Starknet team.
Yeah, that's true. So what do you think about Manta?
About mental or Menta?
Manta. Manta is basically a layer 2 EVM.
Yeah, I just bridged there because for on-chain activity, the if the older the wallet, the better it is.
Yeah.
But because I don't have infinite farming capital, I try to focus on what's coming soon rather than what's coming in 2 or 3 years. So what I do when something new is released is I just bridge there to create the activity, and then I just sleep and come back later.
So so what would you say are 3 chains right now you're just like heavily focused on? Like just like, or not just chains, these can be protocols too. What are 3 places that you're like, okay, these are going to be massive airdrops. I'm focusing on these right now.
Yeah, so it's definitely Starknet, Solana.
Solana's broad. We need narrow.
Okay.
Alpha right here, baby.
Oh, the thing is farming the big chains. So Starknet, Zcash, stuff like that, like Layer 0. It's gonna be good airdrops. If you want something a bit more specialized, I'd go on. What can I say?
Do you have a blog or like a Substack you write?
No, I don't write Substack.
Dude,
I already
get one
posted.
out there. Get one out there. I'm telling you, it'll.
Yeah,
do
you can
well.
really make some money
I'll
off of
share
that,
it.
man.
I'll retweet it. I'll make sure to get your name out as best I can. But like, people look for this stuff, man. Like,
Yeah.
I look for it.
Yeah, I already like do 3 or 4 tweets a day.
Okay.
But yeah, it's less monetizable, I guess, than a Substack. The thing is, people that are interested in farming airdrops are usually poor people, which isn't good, because I think like farming airdrop is the best EV activity you can do on crypto if your portfolio is less than $500,000.
What's your Twitter? I'm gonna pull it up right here.
Bitcoineo, just like, yeah, basically Bitcoineo. So it's Bitcoin then EO with 1 N. Yeah.
This one? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, I was thinking of
chat.
Starting my YouTube channel.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, the thing is, I still don't know if I do it in French or English, but
English. I speak English.
But the thing in English, you already have a lot of good content creator, whereas in French, like there is only scammers. So
Dude, there are some airdrop farmers out there, but I'm telling you, like a lot of them are grifters, and a lot of them are
yeah, I
just
know.
like
I
they just put out the garbagest airdrops ever. Like they're
I
like,
know
yeah, go to
who are the
this
good
like
ones.
obscene
I know who are the,
whatever.
I know who are the good ones, and they usually ones with small following. But there are few people. I could name 5 people that are way better than me at farming airdrops, and they all have less than 10K followers.
Yeah, this is a good tweet right here.
But if you, yeah, I think Azro protocol, so the sport betting, is interesting. There is also another service which is Shuriken. So it's basically trading bots on Telegram, but also on desktop, and it's made by the team of NFT Sensei. I don't know. Are you familiar with shitcoin sniping, Telegram bots and stuff like that?
Yeah, like Unibot and all kinds of garbage.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
so
know what you're
Unibot is the new one, but before this meta, uh, people were already sniping tokens with bots, and there were three existing bots. So there were Maestro bots, which is still heavily used, Banana bots, and another one called NFT Sensei. So Banana released a token. It's doing great. Maestro, I don't think that they're going to release a token. And there is a third project called NFT Sensei, and they recently created a new project, but it's the same team, called Shuriken. And Shuriken, they currently have a point system, a very few users, but they make good revenue because people using this service are spending a lot of fees, and they're going to do an airdrop for their users. And NFT Sensei had a system of NFTs. So you need NFT Sensei pass to use the service, and I expect them to shut down the NFT Sensei project to focus on Shuriken. And I guess that they're gonna airdrop some percentage of their supply to NFT Sensei NFT holders. So if someone wants alpha, I think maybe buying NFT Sensei passes on Blur. There were like it 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 pumped recently, so don't think I'm the only one on the trade. Maybe it's also because NFTs are pumping, so people are buying NFTs NFT Sensei passes to ape new mints. But everything I really think it's a good play right now. It's a good reward, a risk reward play. Yeah.
So what is the do you have a link to that
Yeah.
on OpenSea?
Yeah.
If you
It's
want to
probably yeah.
send it in the chat, I'll pull it up here. Yeah, I saw your tweet about linking your Starknet wallet. I didn't know we would have to link that, but I guess that makes sense.
Oh, what do you want me to do? Sorry.
A link to OpenSea. There it is. Oh, Blur. Got it. Share this tab. Oh, what is this? Forget this. NFT Sensei.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fairly cheap.
Yeah. Like the supply is less than 2,000. So yeah. They won't airdrop 100% of the token supply to this. I don't know what you're looking right now. I think it's like they have new versions of the product, but you should definitely see the Shuriken product. I can send you the link to which is the
send me
new
a link. I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
So you're saying all we have to do is just buy this NFT and we'll just get airdrops?
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably.
What?
I'm not 100% sure. I don't want you to all in. I got a few NFTs, so I'm in that play. And Shuriken is a good product, and trading bots are they have good valuations. So yeah, could be interesting.
Yeah, I've heard some other NFTs like, we're just gonna airdrop what we farm, and I was like, sounds like a scam. But I guess some of these are actually legit.
Yeah, so that's a narrative that's a play I'm not in, but NFT projects airdropping tokens to NFT holders. Historically, it's been a really good play. When you see what happened to Basie, of course, but also like meme lands. What's happening with?
Did you get some potatoes?
No, I don't. I just faded like most of the NFT meta. But yeah, so some people I know like got rich with that. Also, Neo Tokyo with bytes, probably Treeverse. They're gonna release the token too. So yeah,
Treeverse.
yeah, that's the project of Loopify.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're probably like they're linking the project with the running blockchain like Sky Mavis and also like Alex Berger is starting to shield Treeverse, so maybe that there is a play to do there. But most of their assets 2x or 3x in the last few days, so I don't know.
So on your Twitter, you like to share a lot of this stuff?
I like to no, actually I don't link I don't put wallets on my
No,
Twitter.
no, not your wallets, but like, hey, look, I'm looking at this. I think this is gonna airdrop.
Oh, I don't know what yeah, so I was talking about how to farm Azuro a few days ago.
Yeah.
But it depends. Real alpha plays that I don't talk about everything on Twitter, because with the following I have, if something is like really really alpha, I just like give him to my community or my like close people around me. I can't give everything on Twitter. But yeah, I share most of my knowledge on Twitter.
So how does one get in this private community?
Just ask me or talk to me in DM or or stuff. But most of my private friends are French, so it's a like French community. So
I
it
can
depends.
learn French.
But to be honest, like communities, like Discord communities, are the best one to learn fast. There are alpha community chats where you kind of need to be adhesion or to send proof of chatness. I can think of you know yeah, how to say it, UDAO. So it's an unidentified DAO, I think, and it's like the chattest guys on crypto. You can look in Twitter. It's like, oh, I'm gonna look into it.
What is it called?
Yeah, this I sent it to you.
Okay.
This is the best private group. It's free, but you need to be very active and you need to be a chat to not get purged. They have access to a lot of private deals. They're basically dumping on you every time a new hype project is released. But the smartest folks I know, they all belong to this group, and it's free. It's like
How do you get access to
meritocratic.
this? Just
Yeah, you need to DM the founder and give him proof of chatness. And then if you're not active, you're getting kicked pretty fast. But that's the best group to know. And like people are experts in every domain, because in crypto, you need to pick your class. You need to pick your niche. Either it's, but even airdrop farming is not enough. It's going to be airdrop farming on one ecosystem. It's going to be like NFT trading. It's going to be sniping of cheat coins. It's going to be Yale farming, gaming. There is too much to do and you can't do it alone. So yeah, like meet people, meet experts in the domain, and also focus on one niche. I think money can be made everywhere, even if your thesis is wrong. For example, you could be a Cosmos expert, and even though Cosmos is not the next Solana or the next Ethereum or the next big thing, you're going to make a lot of money if you know more than other people.
that's true.
And
So
I
true.
was listening to a podcast where Blur.eth was interviewed, and he was saying something really true, which is, if you don't know you know more, don't touch it. So if you don't know that you have an edge and you're not sure you have an edge somewhere, just don't do it, because there is like infinite opportunities and you don't have infinite money to play with. So focus on what you know you're best.
That's true.
Yeah, and you don't need to be really smart to be better at something. You can be like dumb and farming shit coins and like be the first to buy the the sperm token or the go fuck yourself token, and it's gonna do well. Like everyone is accepted in crypto, and you can do whatever. If you spend all your time in front of the computer, maybe like sniping shitcoin is good.
I actually
If
know
you-
the dude behind Sperm.
yeah, I mean, also like farming airdrop is it's you can make a lot of money, but it's a lot of farming. So if you're
It's a
if you're
grind.
yeah, it's a real grind. So if you're looking to something really like more intellectual, that maybe that's not the thing for you. It depends. Maybe you should go to coding, to MEV, to there are a lot of stuff to do on chain, and you need to pick your niche, and it can change.
That's exactly right, man. Everyone needs to have their niche. Like Drake, your YouTube channel, you do a lot of deep dives on certain types of game theories. Like I think that whenever I have a question with solidly forks and all that, I think you're the guy. You're the flywheel guy.
Fly.
You're just talking about flywheels left and right all the time, and
Tell us
you're an
about
expert.
Thorchain and Cacao.
You're the expert in that, right? So, and I'm no expert in airdrop farming. You know, we have one right here. He's an expert. But yeah, I mean, I think that you know, you touched a really good point about just having your niche, having your edge, and if you have that edge and you are literally the top 5-10% of that community, then you're gonna just be the best in that little field. So it's and I honestly love Solana. It's funny how
You're
I
my
left
Solana
Solana
guy.
because of the whole like washout with the FTX and all that. But I'm back, and so I've been away from Solana for quite some time. I made a lot of money with Solana during Solana summer, and it was so much fun. But obviously, looking back, it was just all fake money, and you know, I got away with money that I shouldn't have had, I guess, and it was someone else's. So otherwise, I'm back here, and everyone seems to be jumping on the bandwagon now and realizing the power of Solana. Drake, do you realize the power of Solana now?
Danto. All right. So I did have a what is that? A realization, I guess you
There
want
we
to
go.
call it, like 2 weeks ago. I was thinking to myself after the Pyth airdrop came out. Maybe it was a week ago. Whatever.
Yeah,
And I was like, all right. So obviously there is going to be some sort of momentum shift into Solana with all these new people on Solana just randomly becoming rich, which will create this situation where people want to come over and they want to participate in this airdrop action, which will inflate the liquidity. People will buy SOL, and then you'll have this reflexive flywheel of people wanting to come in there and get these airdrops and then reinvesting the airdrops back into the SOL ecosystem and the SOL token. So I don't know. Like I do think now with that realization, Solana does look a lot better, but Phantom, it'll outperform. I gotta stick to it. I gotta stick to it. Andre's got to come up with some sort of flywheel over there, man. He's got to come up with something, man.
yeah, I'm not sure about this one, but I hope you're right.
I hope I'm right too, for the sake of my bags. But
There's actually two more what is it? Three more tweets I wanted to kind of share really quick before
I share them away.
we kind of
and then we kept you for an hour, man. We'll let you run. Sorry.
yeah.
It's a pleasure.
You got the
All right,
wheel.
so we want to talk about Tensorians. We talked about it earlier in this episode. Just for a comparison, this tweet was made from this guy named Einstein, and he tweeted this yesterday, basically saying Tensorians are going to melt faces with their airdrop allocations. Why? Because June 2022, Magic Eden raised their $130 million at $1.6 billion valuation. Tensor is not doing more than double of that volume. So don't wait. Buy the Tensorian. Not financial advice, right? Bitcoineo. But it's a favorable price. You know, it's really cheap, right?
Dude, I waited. I got roasted.
I'm not sure, like taking into consideration the raising valuations of NFT marketplaces.
Dude, there's 61? Is that 81?
61.
Oh, jeez. Patrick showed that to me at 28. This was like a week ago. I still don't have one, man. I still don't.
It was funny though.
But I think it's a good play. Yeah, I think it's smart.
He basically talked about it last episode. So like last Thursday, and he said that he bought during the episode when he was talking about it. to farm the Tensor airdrop because it's already confirmed. And so after the episode, I looked at it and I'm like, okay, I'll scoop one up too. So
Did you scoop me one up?
I only have one. I can't splice it up, you know?
I'll tokenize it for you.
Another thing is that what's another interesting project that's on Solana is Solana Casino. Interesting enough, it's like your poor man's like Rollbit. It's a casino made on Solana, and just yesterday they released their news about they just disabled their token minting. So, and they're going to actually do burnings of their token every single month to decrease the supply. So basically taking the same exact page from Rollbit and applying it here. I used and played around with this a little bit. There is an NFT component to this sorry, to this protocol, and it is Solana Casino.
There's actually another one. Look up Hawks I think it is. They're airdropping Solabrador tokens. It's basically a meme coin. And they're actually cheap. They're like one sol. I didn't buy one, but I bought some Solabrador. I thought that was fun. But
yeah, dude, it's pretty cool. So
meme coin.
Yeah, so there's this collection there, and the reason why this collection is so powerful
looks
is
terrible.
that what's that?
They do look horrible.
It looks terrible.
It looks pretty bad, yeah.
Our utility is airdrop.
What if I told you that each one of these staked on the Solana Casino platform can generate you like $20 to $30 a day per one?
That's not bad ROI.
It's not bad, right? You get your money back
Basically,
in about 100 days.
Yeah, 3 months.
So
yeah, that's really good. I think people underestimate the power of GambleFi in general. Rollbit, they make 300 millions a year in profit.
yes,
That's like the I think it's the fourth or the fifth most profitable protocol, or everything included after Ethereum, Bitcoin, Uniswap, and Lido.
yeah.
So, and it's like top 100 market cap. So people are saying, yeah, so 500 million FDV is too much, but it's not too much. It could easily go to 2 or 3. And if you have the same on Solana, especially if Solana is focused on consumer app and like the poor people love to gamble. They don't have any risk management. They just go all in. So it's going to do well. I think that's a player I could definitely play.
One thing I don't like about the casino meta or the GambleFi meta, outside of just kind of like the gambling aspect of it, the main part I don't like about it is there's not really a way to differentiate itself or make it better. Like there's so many other quote unquote forks, like fork of Rollbit, fork of this, fork of that. Like I feel like there's a lot of dilution. Obviously, there will be some of the ones that do the best and capture the most market share just through their marketing efforts and the KOLs they're able to bring on. But I just kind of look at it like that. Like it's just so much dilution because everyone else just creates something that's like, yeah, we're also doing the same exact thing.
But at the end, it's good because the protocols that are gonna just distribute the more revenue to the users, it's gonna be the one that will win. So you have like a fierce competition, and so the users will benefit from it.
But think of it like this: one that does have a token, they do their thing, whatever. But then another one comes out and is like, "Hey, bro, stake our token, and I don't know, we'll pay you like 2x the APR over there by inflating." And just playing those quote unquote unsustainable Ponzi games, and then it's almost like what happened with GMX. GMX killed it, so then other people launch and like, yeah, we're gonna do the same exact thing, and then just issue token, so that people come to our leverage trading platform and like, look how much people are trading, they're going nuts, and they're just getting paid to trade.
But with casino, like people are really attached to the game that made them money. It's the same for like real casino. People just go over and over to the same machine. So I think the good play is just to buy the winner and rotate for alt projects.
Buy the winner, and then all the alt ones just rotate out and use that to compound into the winner.
On Web2, like stake is making way more than all the competitors together.
Yeah,
So yeah, buy Rollbit. I think Rollbit is good and they have good tokenomics, so should be a good buy.
that's true.
Yeah, I'm into the Solana Casino, poor man's Rollbit. So it's only $30 million market cap at this point.
That's interesting. That's interesting because
That means
the
extra
Solana
liquidity.
user base and the Ethereum user base, it's quite different. They don't have a lot of bridges. With
Yeah.
Peace, a bit, but still different. So I could see both of the project.
It's a
making
good
good return.
thesis.
Yep.
Like it actually is, because it's not EVM compatible. It's basically not like an Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain type of thing.
Yeah, and
It's a
it's
little bit
also
different
like
info.
decorrelated to ETH. Like if
Yeah.
you buy ETH and you buy, for example, OP or Starknet, they are like highly correlated. But ETH and Rollbit, not really, not so much.
It's true.
Yeah,
That's my main questions I got, and I know we kept you long enough, man. I appreciate you jumping on. Abs, did you have any other questions for him?
No, man, you're the man, dude. Keep grinding and keep sharing that alpha, because I think a lot of folks here really wanted to, just really excited to hear what you had to say and how you organize things and how do you basically attack this airdrop farming business, right? But yeah, it's really impressive that that you made over that much money just by airdropping, and you're just still grinding away. And thanks for the insight today, man.
Yeah, so I made more than 100,000, but it doesn't mean that I kept it all.
Oh, it's totally fine. No, it's still good though,
That's
because
the
that's
story
also
of
why
all of
I'm
us, man.
in the
Don't worry.
trenches. But yeah, it's at the beginning. It's like it's steep. The knowledge curve is it's pretty steep. But later, now I'm mostly doing maintenance and trying new stuff. So it's hard at the beginning, and it's getting easier and easier. So just the guys who want to start farming, do it now because it's the best time. And yeah, don't give up, because sometimes you can farm for 6 months and have no return, and you just need to trust the process and look at the historical data and see that it works. It will just take more time than you think it's
Sure.
going to take. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to break the ice with this question, but I forgot it was on this piece of paper, and I was like, okay. But basically, what's worse, selling than doing a 10x, or is selling right before it does a 10x, or is it buying a token and watching it go to zero?
I
That's a
think the
hard
worst
one.
is buying a token and see it going to zero. Like people saying Max Payne is up. It's not true. Like the Max Payne is always zero.
What about you, Abs? What do you think?
I think Max Payne is getting rugged. All right, so
I think for me, I actually took the opposite side. I think, in my opinion, selling it and then watching it do a 10x, for me at least, that would be more pain than going to zero. The reason for that is, like, let's say it was $1,000 investment and it went to zero. I lost $1,000. But that $1,000 investment, if it ended up going to $10,000 and I sold before it did that, I lost $9,000.
Yeah, but I could
Opportunity
say, like,
costs.
with $1,000 you can still eat, whereas with zero you just did. So yeah, it also depends. Like if your friends are dancing on your grave, they're all in the trade, still in the trade, or if you were alone, like doing your stuff. It depends.
That's true. I guess it depends on your situation. Like if you're a whale, like, yeah, that's
Like
true.
I can say that when you miss an airdrop and everyone on Twitter is like, well, yeah, big gains, life-changing money, and you're like, why did I miss this one? I did everything I should have done, and yeah, that's
That
painful.
was
That's
me in the
painful,
pipe
man.
there drop. I was like, bruh.
Yeah, but Pyth, it was really hard to get it with the EVM criteria. It was given to everyone for Solana, but for EVM it was really hard. Even my farms that didn't get it, just my main account. So I
I
still got
did some
something.
Solana junk, but not enough, obviously. But
Yeah.
whatever.
So one more question, because it just came up. You said something about Jupiter and Judo Soul being like the highest. When you get them, you're suggesting for us to keep it and not to sell it.
So it depends on the valuation it goes out. For example, piece, I was like, I'm okay selling if it's released at 2 billion. What happened is it went. I couldn't see it was like a reverse. It
Oh, I
released
bet.
at like a 3.5. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna sell soon. I believe in peace. I
NFA.
like the Solana X Oracle narrative, but at like 4.5 billion, I was like, it's too much. I just need to sell it because I don't see it printing a 2x from here. So I'm just gonna sell. Peace and Giro and Jupiter, it's great projects, but if it just go out too high, I'm gonna sell.
Yeah, I think another strategy that I've done is that if I received, say, like the Pith or the Pyth airdrop, what I did was that I added additional money on top of the airdrop I received, and I just added it to like Orca and just pooled because I knew that volume was going to come in. It was going to be really popular, so I was capturing the transaction fees as it was going back and forth. So I was doing that for the first 2 days. Then the volume died down, and it was really lucrative, right? I think it's always going to be lucrative when it has like that hype.
Yeah.
The yeah, with Jupiter though, I have really high hopes for Jupiter. I know that they're doing like bits and pieces here and there, so I don't know if it's worth to sell. I still have to figure out if I'm gonna do that liquidity pool play again, because that would make more sense to kind of capture that transaction fees back and forth.
The thing I love to do with airdrop, especially on Solana, is when you get the airdrop, you just DCA out using the Jupiter DCA function, and you set up it for like 20, 21 days or 1 month or 15 days, depends on your appetite. Because when you look at TIA or even Peace chart, like the first 5 days it didn't do nothing and then just only up. So if you DCA out for 21 days, it's good. If it goes up, you're happy. If it goes down, you're also happy because you started selling, and you just remove the intellectual frustration. And it's I think it's a good idea. It's a bit um, there is like some kind of opportunity cost because you can't do anything with your tokens for like 21 days.
Sure.
So you can't put your tokens on MarginFi, for example, or elsewhere. But you don't have this in mind and raging because whatever happens, you're not gonna be happy. You're
That's
not
true.
gonna sell
True.
like the extra top. You're not gonna sell buy the extra bottom. So it's good to do that, I think. And people don't do it because they're in a hurry. Always like when it dips a bit, they're like, I need to sell, and then they buy it higher and just putting automation DCA out.
That's what's so powerful with Jupiter. Like I think the team is stellar. I think the token is going to be pretty good. Hopefully the valuation is not too high, but I know that for a fact that once it gets to like the bull cycle, then Jupiter and all these airdrops that we received today will be insane in the next like year or two.
Yeah, especially when you look the TVL on Solana, it's still solo. Like
Yes.
everything is in Solana, is in the sole asset, but the rest is worth nothing. So
Yeah, the peak of the, I know it was kind of like the whole FTX and Alameda had their money, and it's VC money, but the peak of the TVL for Solana at that time was like 10 billion. So I think we're sitting at 7 or 800 million, which is really just
pretty
peanuts.
low. You know what else is low, right?
Phantom.
Phantom.
Yeah.
Phantom.
All right.
Bitcoin
Thanks for
CEO,
joining.
or Bitcoineo, you probably don't.
Yeah.
You might not get it, but we got a ongoing bet. Like I'm a Phantom Maxi, and Abs and Patrick are the Soul Maxis. They're right, but
yeah, I'm sorry you're alone, but on this one, I'm gonna go with Abs. And
no. I'll see you guys in 6 months. Let's see who's right.
You'll be
I'm
dead
kidding.
in 6
I'm probably
months.
so wrong.
Zero, you was 0 in 6 months if you're all in
That
front.
won't be good. That won't be good.
Yeah, the Bitcoineo, man. Let me know when you eventually buy your Tensorian, man. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, with pleasure. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Bitcoineo,
Anyway, what's
dude,
good,
it was
guys?
an honor to have you on. I appreciate you jumping on, and I'll share your Twitter in the YouTube description so people can check you out. And with all of our episodes, we always end with a wisdom one-liner. But before we get into that, is there anything else that we should know?
Let me think of something smart. Just also take time to to do something else than crypto, because when the bull market resumes, your people tend to spend 24 hours there in front of the computer, and it's like a marathon, and you need to go to the gym, you need to go walking, you need to also like listen to podcasts and stuff, just and see people that are not in the crypto echo bubble, because when everything is mooning, you're just out of reason and you just want it to go higher. And last bull I went pretty high and I almost lost everything because I didn't realize I made life-changing money and I didn't take profit. So just continue being rational, but when everything is blowing the roof of of the crypto market, just like take a step back, and yeah,
That's
do
smart.
yourself a favor with like your body, your mental health and stuff. And also don't compare yourself with others, but with your bear market self. It's better.
Yeah. Touch some grass and be real. I like it. I vibe with that. This actually kind of ties into our Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 16 verses. Ah, man, there's so many of them. Well, let's do 16:16. How much better to get wisdom than gold, to get insight rather than silver? That's pretty good. I like that one. Value wisdom over gold and silver. Like, I mean, think about it.
It's like the whole thing with like feeding a man a fish. Like, teach him.
There you go. Teach them. The wisdom right there, man. The wisdom. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys jumping on, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you, guys.
Same time, Thursday. Peace out, guys.